I can't hear anything. Can you?
No. Can't hear a thing.
The
Unmute, Megan?
Can you not hear us?
no, we can't. It's all garbled.
Oh, I know. Can you hear us without the mask?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, so that's what it is. The mask.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, here you go. The mask. I tried it without the mask.
Yeah. Did you figure it out?
No. Either bedroom or I don't know. Nothing here.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah,
Sure.
but it's really you.
Are we coming through better now?
A little, but not really loud.
No. Very garbled. I think they're having trouble.
Is that better?
Yes. now it's better.
Yeah, please.
Okay, for your information, we called the meeting to order at 6:01.
Okay.
There is no public input to my knowledge. I have no correspondence or announcements. Have you all read the minutes from the August 23rd meeting? Yes. I may have a motion to accept.
So moved.
Linda made a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Terry, second. Is there any discussion? Any corrections? Then I'll call for a vote. All in favor of accepting the minutes from August 23rd, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Great, thank you. Treasurer's reports, Tia?
Did everyone get a chance to review the treasurer's report?
Yes.
Any questions?
Tia, I have just one question. It's just for my own knowledge. The 137.70 left from the ARP grant, is that just what's left over?
Yes.
So that's just excess. We didn't spend.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we'll spend it on something.
Right.
We will spend it in the next couple months to run down grants.
Right,
Okay.
right, but that's the balance.
Yeah.
So anytime you see anything on that right-hand numerical column, that just tells you what is the amount on the grant, if you would scroll down to the grants. So if you can see that ARPA grant has the full amount in there,
Right.
the 17,908. And the AARP grant started out at 3,000. We spent some money. There was $137 left.
Right, that's what
So
I
that's how to read that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thanks for looking at it closely. If not, can I have a motion from someone to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Thank you. Second?
Second. A second.
Ms. Linda seconds. All in favor? Aye. Abstain? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tia, for the job well done. The next thing on our agenda is my report. It's been a very, very busy month here. Poor Megan has really earned her salary, that's for sure, and a lot more. As you saw from her director's report, an awful lot of things have been going on, and she will be bringing it up under her report. I would just like to say that I had the pleasure of meeting with Rahid Ellie Brennan. We have been offered a grant, as you probably read in Megan's report, on youth teen violence prevention grant for $150,000. So it's very exciting that he would bring it to us.
Wow, that's
I
great.
had the pleasure of meeting with Megan and Jan, and it's going to go through the Friends, and I'm sure Jan can speak about it a little bit, and I'm sure Megan will give you more information, but it is very exciting.
Mhm.
And that's about all I have.
All right, so the Friends report was left off of the
yes.
agenda. Can we make a motion to?
Yep, I'll make the motion. Second?
I'll second.
Robin, all in favor of adding the Friends report to our agenda, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Jan?
Thank you. Thank you. I just know that's damn it. Actually, I don't have all that much to say because I think Megan's going to cover it. She's already.
Well, whatever you don't, I'll fill
Okay, but we are really, really excited about this grant. But I had a lot of questions. My board had a lot of questions about it. Mine primarily because it was a little fuzzy, I thought, in the wording and from the state. But meeting with Heb as well as Megan, Mary, and Amy, it was, this is so wonderful. It's going to allow so much to happen with the teen stuff. And by teen, they mean like middle school up. And Megan has already explained some of the ideas that they have that I'm just blown away by the whole thing. So I'm going to let you talk about it in more depth, but we're excited.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Can I ask one quick question? Just a technical question. So, and it may have been covered in the chairman's report and I just forgot, so forgive me. But, so when we get the grant, it will come to you all and then you will, then as we're spending it down, we're writing out our checks and all, and keeping tabs on all of that, you will release those dollars to us after we've paid them or
No.
prior to?
I would think it would be
prior. We're
prior.
gonna treat it the
It
same
should
way we
be.
treat the programming money.
Yeah.
So the Friends vote to move the money over to the board account, and then the board treasurer will write the checks, and a report will be given back to the Friends as money is spent.
Okay, so it will be the full amount or whatever the full amount is of the
It's being released, and I think it's a
Quarterly.
quarterly? Okay,
Yeah. So
again, just making sure
it has to go through a 501c3.
yes.
So
No, I knew that
Yeah.
part. I just wasn't sure how the
Yeah.
flow of money was gonna go. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so first, any questions on the spending report? Okay. Any questions on the statistics? Okay. So first, any questions about staffing?
Well, I have a question. It seems like you promoted some people from within rather than hire for those positions that you were looking for. Is that correct?
So we put out a job announcement for the senior library assistant of technology. We had several candidates for the position, internally and externally, and we interviewed some people in-house and then some people who applied from outside the library. And what we found is the candidate that we went with, we really liked, but we really felt she was more suited towards youth services programming. But there was no position available and we didn't want to lose her. So we hired her, and then as soon as we hired her, we found out that Amber was leaving. So we called her back and offered her the other position, which she accepted, and then allowed us to promote her then. Because
Okay.
we had two equal candidates, but they had two very different sets of strengths. The Bailey is a high school teacher. She teaches drama, so she's got a great background working with teens and developing programs and doing a lot of tech work. And then Helen has a great background working with hardware, which is important for us because of our RFID project coming up. So both of these were things that we needed, and at the end of the day, programming is our priority. So that's why we had originally gone with Bailey, but once the other position opened up, we realized we had two great candidates and we could keep both candidates. So yeah, so one was a promotion and one was a new hire.
Okay.
Then for the part-time position, we promoted Alexandra, and she is going to be starting library school, so we thought this was a great opportunity for her, and she had been helping us out several of our tech projects prior to the position becoming available.
Alexandra,
Yes,
because here it says Alexander.
thank you.
Wondered about that, thank you. I was a little
We
confused
also have an
myself.
Elizabeth Alexander on staff,
Oh,
and we're all having a very difficult time separating out the two.
okay.
Okay, so then the ARPA grant, are there any questions on that? So we are bringing in new furniture for the second floor, specifically the Morse room, which we will be opening up again soon. It
Is
has
that the
been,
one we used to meet in?
yeah,
Okay.
it has been a storage facility for the last 18 months. So we're finally getting it cleaned out because we're having a lot of people calling us looking for places to book. We're getting rather busy when it comes to programming spaces. So we need to get that room opened back up in order to accommodate everyone. Then,
I have a question.
oh yes, Robin?
Could you, I might have missed this before, but could you give like a 2-second explanation of the exterior locker system?
Yes, so this would be a system where people can check out materials after hours. So it links to our Evergreen network, so people can come up, they scan their library card, and then a locker opens up, and inside would be their holds, or a hotspot, or any other equipment they were looking to check out. And then we can eliminate the table that we have outside during the day, so that way we would use the locker system 24 hours.
Thank you.
So they have to request the material beforehand and then go after hours and they can get it? Is that what you're saying?
So it's just like putting something on hold. So you're placing a hold on an
Right.
item.
Okay.
When your hold is ready to be picked up, you get notified, and from there you can request to do an external pickup or after hours pickup. And then a staff member puts it out inside of those lockers, and then they get picked up. It's about 40 lockers.
That was my question.
Where are they going exactly?
They're going where currently the pickup side table is.
Okay.
Will there be a camera out there?
So we have our own camera system.
Will it be able to see that area?
Yes. Any other questions on that? I just want to give you an update on some issues we've had in the building that we're working on. We've had some flooding in the stairwell to the book cellar. Some of our drains are no longer connected to the building properly. So Public Works sent out a company to look at it. They sent in a quote, and this week that work got approved. So hopefully, the company that's doing the work is waiting on materials right now. So once they have those materials, then they'll come in and do the work, and they're also going to do the annual maintenance to the drains as well. Then, the gutters.
So how much damage was done?
No permanent damage needs to be repaired, but if it continues, we could see problems. And it had been a problem in the past, and they did have to do repair work to the stairwell. And they had patched it, but it didn't hold. So now we know we need a professional company to come in and take care of it.
I remember years ago there was a real problem there.
Yeah. Well, and it's the old drainage system that the gutters connect to. The new system that they put in with the new building is working fine. It's just some of the older equipment. Then we had the bathroom floor in the Sealy house. The tiles were coming up, so those have been ripped out, and then a flat vinyl sheet has been put down, so we shouldn't have problems like that again.
And there's no cost to us for any of these?
No,
It's all
Public
covered by the
Works
town.
covers all of these. We're also, Public Works recently approved having the carpet in this room get cleaned. It saw a lot of foot traffic during COVID because this was the only room we were offering, yes, like that. This was the only room we were offering services in, so we had to set up computers in your tables, a service desk, which meant taping down wires. So it left a lot of marks on the carpet, so they're going to be taking care of that, although there is a labor shortage right now. So even our cleaning company is feeling the effects of that, so we're on a long wait list. Then we're finishing up the 2020 AARP grant. We have little over $100 left to spend, which we're going to use just for some marketing for the tables. And since we're wrapping that up, this week we're putting in a new grant application to put solar panel chargers outside. As you know, we have the friendship bench, which was approved last April. So that's going to be coming in probably late March, early April. And we'd like that to line up with putting in the solar charging station to get better use of the benches. And also too is when the library is not open, it allows people to have a place to sit and charge their device. It also has a Wi-Fi booster to it, so it would expand our Wi-Fi out all the way across the parking lot, which has been a struggle for us. In the mornings, we come in, we often see cars lined up right at the front entrance for people using our Wi-Fi. This would allow them to park anywhere in the lot or for teens sitting outside to be able to use our Wi-Fi. Any questions on that? Okay, then last is the teen violence prevention grant. So Jen gave a little background on that. Our current plan with that funding is to break it into two separate projects. One is to expand the project lab to provide more equipment, to replace the 3D printer, to put in video and sound recording equipment to allow us to run programs on like podcasting, video editing, photography, and then also too is to expand that out and let give access to adults and children as well over time. Then the other half of that grant would be used to expanding the teen area upstairs and creating more of a seating area and programming space. So we're looking at putting in pod offices. So how they work is they're modular units that slide into spaces. There's no building or construction requirements to these. So you don't have to worry about changing the building. We don't want to do any construction because we don't want to put money towards something that may have to be changed down the road. So we put in these modular units. They would be used for teen programming, and then when teens are in school, we'd allow adults to book the rooms as well. So that way, any materials we purchase will be able to be used even if we don't have teens in the library. Then the programming aspect of that would be looking into building teens' life skills. So starting like a business incubator, teaching teens about running a business, managing money, marketing, and things like that. So we're going to be looking at down the road partners, say the Chamber of Commerce, and getting local businesses to partner with teens to teach them some life skills. That's a general summary. We're not given a lot of time to put all this together. Once the first round of paperwork is submitted, which is going to the state tomorrow, then we're given 30 days to create a narrative of what we want to do with the money. So this is just a general idea of what we're looking to do. In the next 30 days, we'll be fine-tuning that and figuring out logistically what we can do. Any questions?
I would just like to add that in the talking process, we wanted to make sure that whatever we did would be self-sustaining, that it wouldn't be something that would be a problem once the funding was used. So that will be at the beginning. That will be at the focus of everything,
Yes.
that it will be something that will be able to continue without costing us more money, which is great. Great.
Any other questions? Anything that I didn't cover that you had questions about? All right, then that is it from this evening. Great, thank you, Megan. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have one other thing, especially for anyone on the policy committee. So it did take a while, but John Shea, the lawyer we set the policy to, went through it. He was pretty happy with what he saw. He didn't make a lot of changes, just some recommendations for some additions. I received that on Friday, so I'll be emailing the policy committee tomorrow morning to set up a time to review it and vote on it. So that way in next month's meeting, we will vote. And I would like to get it to everyone as early as possible. It is a long document, so I want to give you all time to read it. So just anticipate that coming tomorrow.
Well, we put a lot of work into that, and thanks to Robin Kahn, I think we did a fairly good job.
Yeah.
I think you'll be pleased and be able to move on with a lot of good things. So that's great. And also along those same lines, Megan, maybe the development committee,
We're working.
Yep, we're
Okay.
working on putting together a meeting,
so,
so
okay, so perhaps you'll have something for next month?
next
You
month,
will,
for
yes,
sure.
Great, good, sure. Very good. Okay. Anything else that anybody cares to bring up or discuss, or we forgot, or? I must be doing something really wrong. We have really short meetings. Is it me?
No, we're really right.
I don't know, you're making me second guess. Anyway.
I'm gonna go with Terry now.
Well, then I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Robin. And a second, Terry seconds, yeah. Thank you all of those who are home. You can go eat your dinner, and we will be shortly in our home. So thank you and have a good evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, I will send